Welcome to the View in Your Mirror podcast. We are your hosts, Lisa Rubin and Katie Harms. From new moves to tried and true strategies, we'll dissect the ways in which clothing and a little organization can and does affect your daily life. Come along as we hope to inspire, engage, and shape your rituals as well as your shapewear.
Ay, Lisa Rubin.
Yes, Katie Harms.
I feel like here we are doing a fantastic podcast today with somebody that I've admired for a long time because you know I'm a bit of a sports nut.
Yes, you are.
So we got Marney Gellner, and I just love her. I just think she's terrific.
I'm excited to have her as a guest. I don't know her like you know her, but I'm really excited to have her as a guest.
You know, I don't know her other than knowing her through people and watching her on sports. So I've never met Marney in person, so this will be a first for me too. But truly, I admire what she's accomplished, and I think it'll be fantastic to hear kind of how she organizes herself. And talking about organizing ourselves, we have been through it. We've been through part of the holidays, the start of the holidays, really. And I feel like we've both been going in a million different directions. You've helped move a person. You've been going and coming, and I feel like we haven't connected.
We haven't connected like we have in the past. But we're both busy. You're right. And I have gotten very busy helping clients right now.
You have, and
I am back to probably pre-COVID in terms of my clients asking me a lot of questions. I told someone the other day that I feel like I'm more of a therapist than I am a wardrobe consultant, and I'm not qualified for some of the questions they're asking me, but I do my best.
I think it's interesting too, because when you go into people's very personal spaces, which for both of us, closet spaces, when you're talking about how homes are being used, how you're living your life, I think that becomes very intimate. And so I think people feel very comfortable sharing things with you or asking questions that we are not qualified to necessarily answer, other than to be a listening ear. I think sometimes that's a lot of it too.
Yeah, but they don't want me just to be a listening ear because they think that I have the answers. And so many people say, Lisa, you're so honest. So I know if you're going to I'm going to ask you a question, I'm going to get an honest answer back. And I've had so many years of experiences. It's not like I'm seeing anything really new, right?
Right.
It keeps coming back, coming around, except for the whole COVID thing. That's new for everybody.
Definitely new, unless you were alive in 1918.
Right. And it is not gone. It's not going away. And people are going to have to learn how to navigate it for their work and their life.
Yeah. When you and I talk, we have very real and honest conversations. We are kind of who we are. We're not kind of who we are. We are who we are. And I think a lot of times as people are starting out in their career, they're thinking they have to have a persona to get to where they want to get to. And I think we're seeing a lot of that drop off because of COVID. I think we're seeing a lot of people being more their real, authentic, genuine selves and letting themselves be known more as we navigate through this. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but you did kind of nail something that I'm talking to a lot of my clients about, is when you say that, how do we present ourselves? But how we physically present ourselves and how we look in our clothes is something that I think people have forgotten how to do. And it's very important that they bring it back. I had a new client who I was talking by Zoom, because I do people all over the world, country. And she's like, Lisa, can you help me? I need to get back into my chic mode. And I have no idea. I've lost it completely. And I get that over and over and over again, because I think people finally find what their brand's going to be in their clothing, and then they start rocking it, right? And then COVID hit. They haven't been wearing those clothes, and now they're going to start wearing those clothes, and they forgot how to do it.
And it feels different.
It feels different, but yet it feels the same. Because like I called you about a week ago, all women think about the exact same thing when they're getting ready. They might all wear different clothes. They might like different colors. They're different shapes and sizes, but they all don't like their pants to be tight. They don't like this They don't like that about their clothes.
Is this an internal dialogue somebody has with themselves without even really noticing it, without even really paying attention to it? Because it's subconsciously ingrained in ourselves,
Right.
just based on what we're supposed to be,
Our-
how
our
we're
life
supposed
lessons,
to look, our
everything.
life lessons, what we feel comfortable in. Interestingly enough, I will see someone in an adorable outfit. It could be a sweatshirt and a pair of sweatpants and a cute pair of tennis shoes, and I'll think, that is so adorable. And I'll try to replicate that. And I feel like I look like a gunny sack, do you know? So it goes back to that,
Right.
finding what really works for you. But it's interesting when you talk about that subconscious, because my guess would be there's a lot of people who maybe spend 30 seconds in that subconscious space, and there's others that spend longer.
Yes, you're absolutely right. But we all have it. We all have that space. We all subconsciously, when we get up, get dressed in the morning, no matter what we're doing with our day, we go through a routine in our head. And so when I'm helping somebody, I'm actually helping them either get rid of that routine, start a new routine, or add something to that routine.
Or understand.
Or
the
understand that routine.
In order to determine whether it's a good routine or a bad routine.
Right. A lot of the times when I get to somebody and they think that everything is bad and they hate their clothes and they hate their body and they hate their hair and they hate everything. And then I come to them and I start showing them, I love this, or how about this, or how about that? You can see something happen in their facial expressions and they start calming down a little bit because they're seeing something in a different way. We all have our own recording.
That's right.
So I'm just changing the recording, Katie.
That's right. And likewise, when I walk into someone's space, especially existing, sometimes they have great spaces to work with. They just need to view it a little bit differently.
Same thing.
It
exactly.
is the same exact thing. I had the absolute pleasure to help a friend redo their closet in their new home. The closet was marginally well done. Somebody had given a lot of thought to it and built it, I would say, maybe someone with a little bit of handyman skills to put this closet together. So it had drawers in it, had hanging above the drawers. Well, the drawers were maybe 14 inches deep, and when your clothes hang on a hanger, they hang out about 22 inches. So can you imagine the top drawer? You open that drawer, and it didn't have full extension drawer glides, so the drawer opened about 10 inches. So the drawer opened about to 24 inches. The clothes are hanging to 22 inches. So you're pushing your clothes out of the way to get into that top drawer. Now, the people that had sold the house to this wonderful young couple were tiny people. So they had their double hanging rods set at, maybe 36 inches and 72 inches, which might work for a pair of your pants, but even still. And the people buying the house were 6 feet and 6 feet 3. So we ended up readjusting rods and readjusting shelves, and we turned some angled shoe shelves into straight shelves for folded because they don't keep their shoes in their closet. They keep that in the mudroom. We spent not one dime on material, and we redid this entire closet to function perfectly for them. So a lot of times it's looking at it with a fresh eye, and that has to do with decorating. It has to do with things you don't even think about because you just see them. Exactly like you say, in the subconscious of what you go through on your day-to-day basis. It could be the placement of something in your closet to get you to use it more.
Exactly. Absolutely. I mean, that's what I do. We do the same thing.
We do. It's just the materials we use
I
are
deal
a bit
with
different.
people. You deal with spaces. So.
You deal with clothing. I deal with spaces.
Right.
We both got the
well,
people
I
element.
deal with, yeah, you're right. You're right.
We definitely have the people element. Again, thanks to that closet that brought us together.
That's true.
Well, let's say hello to Marney Gellner. We are excited to have you. Thank you for being with us. We can't wait to turn the mic on you, Marney Gellner.
Good morning.
We are happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to talk something other than sports or basketball, unless you're going to throw in a Timberwolves question in the middle, because we are playing really well right now. So I'm happy to answer it. But I rarely talk about things other than sports on podcasts, so this is a nice change of pace.
Well, it's nice we could finally make this happen.
Yeah, schedules are tough.
Schedules are tough, and you have a few irons in the fire, I would say.
I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'm busy. It beats the alternative, but yes,
it does.
It's thick.
I'm going to refrain from trying to ask any sports-related questions because I
okay.
am a big sports person, but when we get into the podcast realm, I'm pretty good. Do I really bring it up much?
No, you don't. Because I can't help you out on that one.
You are on your own.
That's true. I will talk anything Gophers with you.
Okay.
And I will just say it was the greatest experience I've had ever at a football game. Went onto the field after Minnesota won the Abs.
Oh, did you? I saw several videos. It looked incredible.
I've never experienced anything like it. So that's all we're going to talk about, sports.
Oh, good. I'm happy for you.
And go Gophers. And I'll tell you what, eventually that's going to become commonplace, just like the Timberwolves. Winning and being above 500 continually is going to become commonplace.
I hope you are speaking that out into the universe to become truth.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about that, though, because that really does tie into your job. Not so much even the sports related, but Lisa and I were talking about women in male-dominated industries, right? And what were we talking about? That Marnie is a lot more visual. You have a lot more, you're more out there than most.
Well, I work on TV, so
Correct.
for starters, that is a visual.
Right.
And I do some radio work on KFAN, so that's kind of out there.
How do you, especially say when your team's not doing very well, how do you keep that enthusiasm going?
Well, it helps that we essentially work for the team. We are, all of us at Bally Sports North, we are called team partners. So, unlike someone who writes for the Star Tribune or whatever and has to be unbiased and write that painful article and ask those hard questions and tell this ugly truth, we are like, look over here. But here's something we did well in this game. And that's not, us trying to be like, oh, you can't handle it and you won't tell people the truth. And we will acknowledge, and then we will try to find the bright spots because we are the team partner. So we are always trying to spin things in the positive direction, which works really well for my personality because I hate conflict and I hate controversy and I will not ask the hard question. So I'm in a perfect spot. Avoidance.
That's not going to be your word, Marnie. We're not going to
shoot.
give you that for your word.
Shoot.
No, I feel like you have way more positive things going on than avoidance. How does that translate into your home life? Always looking at the positive, not liking the conflict.
It's always been who I am. Like, I do not like drama. It makes me anxious and uncomfortable, and like my waters in my life have to be smooth. That doesn't mean I never encounter it. It just means I want to deal with it and fix it and move on. I don't like piddly little fights or, whether it's something that my husband is doing that's bugging me or this contractor is not fulfilling his side and we have a project like I need to get past that. I don't like it in my life. So I think I'm a really low maintenance person, and I'm not saying that to be braggy. I'm just saying it like it's got to be smooth.
You get what you see.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah. And my husband, his name is Matt. He's the same type of personality. Like, we're pretty low key, very easygoing. Oh, you want to change this? You want to meet here instead of there? Okay. You want to make a shift or yeah, we're good with it. Whatever. Go with the flow. Keep it all smooth. It just the air is clean. Everything's fresh. I'm breathing easy. That's where I like to live in life and work and mom and everything.
Are your kids like that?
They're, for the most part, yes. We're really blessed. They have their issues, but so we have a boy and a girl, and they're 13 and 11. And especially like the 11-year-old with the girls, there will be like, oh, can you believe she said that? And I bring it out into the open a lot. Like, this is drama, and let's just look at it, what we're talking about here. And then I'll put it into my life and I'll say, do you think like my neighbor Erica, I'll think, would I ever go to Erica and be like, I can't believe Julie will not, and I'll relay the situation and say, here are a couple 45-year-old women. Would we ever say that or talk like that? And then it kind of puts it in like this context of, that really is ridiculous. And that's what I want her to see. But then I think about my 11-year-old self. I don't know if I could have ever wrapped my mind around that, but I am trying to raise them to be non-dramatic and just easy. Like, life is better when when things are in place. That's why I have them make their beds every day. My house it's kind of put together, but it's lived in. So I'm not this crazy, like everything in a place all the time. I don't want to give that impression, but like little things like Finley she's not a very good bed maker. And sometimes I'll straighten and I'll be like, doesn't that feel better? Because I want her to associate the feeling of my bed is made. So now I'm put together. And I don't know if I'm getting there, but I am conscious of it.
Just keep doing it. Trust me. It as they become adults, I have adult children now, they will have that recording in their head.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's so interesting, Marnie, because this is one of the things that I was thinking as we talked about what do we want to hit on for topics? And I've had so many people say to me, how do you get your kids to get organized? And you're modeling it. And it's surprising how they will pick it up by just watching you do it and by just having those conversations of why it's important or why it
I
makes
think
sense
that's the
for
key.
you. And you're talking function. You're talking
Yes.
about a functional
Yes.
house. So it might not always be put together, but used and lived in and comfortable and works for you and functional.
Yeah. I think the why is the big one because I don't want to be the mom's always nagging on me to put my dishes away. No, mom is trying to get you to put your dishes away so that when you go to grandma's house, that you're also putting your dishes away. You're not leaving it. It's not somebody else's problem. Just clean up after yourself. And then when you go to college and you have a roommate, you're actually being courteous to the other person. Like it's all tied together. There's a reason for it. I hope that message is coming across. Or if someday it will click.
It will click. I've seen it with my own kids.
And you're also talking efficiencies, right?
Yeah.
You're talking
For
about
sure.
the efficiency of how you do things. Interestingly, as we were talking when we were coming in, we were talking about our internal dialogue with ourselves when we get up in the morning, which includes what you're going to wear. It goes beyond that, right?
Well, what I talked about is the fact that everybody in the morning, no matter what they're doing for their day, whatever their day looks like, everyone's days obviously look different. You might be having 5 things that you're going to do in a day. You have this subconscious recording that goes so that when you're doing it, you're making choices on what you're going to put on, how you're going to wear your hair, your makeup. Do you need to get your nails done because you're going to be on air? What color are they're very nice.
They're always gray or taupe
It's
or
very nice.
something practical.
Yes. No, that's a little, it got a little trend to it. It's got a little bit of purple to
It's
it.
a little grayish, a little purple. The lighting. Okay.
But
plum.
Marnie's showing her nails, by the way.
but you do go
Fingernails,
through a
not the
process
toes.
that gets you to that point.
Yes. I wake up and my first thought is, what day is it? Because I don't work on a Monday through Friday, so my days can all feel the same, and a Sunday can feel like a Wednesday just as easily, because if I have a game, my routine is the same. So I think, what day is it? And then I'm like, oh, where do I have to be and what do I have to do? I don't think, what do I have to wear until I get into my closet, but that's consciously. I've never thought about subconsciously. Like, how did I get dressed today? I wanted to look kind of nice, but because I was meeting new people and I was going somewhere kind of professional, but there was no way in bleep I was putting on like nice pants or jeans or like a blouse that I'm going to fidget with. So I'm wearing joggers, but they're nice joggers. I mean,
You look fantastic.
But you just
a
said
zip-up
something.
sweatshirt, but a tailored, like fitted.
Right.
But you
I'm
just said
comfortable.
something. You're not going to put a blouse on that you're going to fidget with. That is a subconscious recording, because I will bet that if you know you're going to be on air, you're also thinking about, do I want to wear this blouse because I might fidget with it and I can't fidget with it when I'm on air. So that's
hate
exact.
fidgeting.
Yes. Well, good, because I hate when my clients have to fidget too. So, but that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. That ties into, I've had this discussion because one of our camera operators in the studio has a pretty good eye. And I have a blouse that I wore last week that has a tie at the neck, but it's a loose one. And I was like, what am I doing with this? Does this need to be tight to my neck? Does it need to be droopy? Now I'm talking about my blouse. And I hate when I am now conscious about what I'm wearing. And is it off the shoulder? Do I pull it up? Like, it's not fidgeting like I'm on camera pulling at it. It's, am I wearing it right in the first place? And I hate that. And we ended up taking the strings, tucking them underneath both bra straps, and just getting rid of them. And I went home and I cut those sons of bees off. And now my blouse does not have the strings because I didn't know where to put them.
And here's the interesting thing is that's good that you did that, because if you didn't do that and you would have left it, your body language and how you sat while you were on air would have been very different
I would have been thinking about it
the whole time.
the whole time.
Yes. That's
You
exactly
know me
what
so well, Lisa. You do. It's
No,
true.
but that's what I teach and train. And I mean, that's what we
It's true.
talk
You're
about.
100% right. Yes.
That is, and that really, I don't know if there's a better
That's a good example.
commercial for what you do and why women need it. Because it's not about, I think sometimes when people think about wardrobe consulting or something like that, they're thinking, oh my God, I don't want to put the time into having to think about that. And what you're doing is you're efficiently taking and looking at it on the front end and making your plans and having all those conversations so that the rest of your day, you don't think about it.
Yeah, that's my goal is my clients don't ever have to think about what they're going to wear because everything in their closet works.
Okay, that is where I have a huge lack. And I had this conversation with my husband last night, and I am not kidding you, because I don't remember what shirt or whatever, and I was looking at something, and I'm like, do you know what I have in my closet? I have so many get me over curveballs. That is a baseball
That's a
term
good one.
for a pitcher. It's not a great pitch, but he can make it a strike. So I have these shirts that if I'm in the studio, I'll wear because no one's really going to see me. It's different. I pick my wardrobe if I'm at Target Center. You know, there could be 10,000 people there. They're not all going to see me, but I choose my nicer outfits for home games. Then if I'm in the studio for a road game, I choose my Get Me Over curveball shirts because I know, well, if I put a chip clip in the back and it's way too short, but I'm sitting behind the desk so you'll never see it. And what I really want to do is burn all of those clothes, but I hate shopping so much that I'm not willing to put the work in to buy the new ones. So I keep my Get Me Over curveball shirts and then I mix them in. I just wore one. Do not go back and look at the Wolves pregame and postgame from Saturday night because I wore a Get Me Over curve. It's got like a couple of really big snags in the sleeve, but if you turn the sleeve the right way, you can't see them. So I'd never wear it in person, but I'd wear it in the studio. And that sucker is probably 6 years old and I maybe wear it once a year and I keep it.
And when you're wearing it, you probably think about that.
I think I don't look my best.
See? So,
But I hate shopping and I don't have an eye for it and I don't have a great body for the fit. And I bet a ton of women say that.
yes, I don't help anyone that likes to shop. And
That's
here's
true.
a little,
That's
here's a little
great point.
Here's a little secret that I don't tell. Well, now I'm telling it on my podcast, but our podcast.
Oh, listen, you guys.
Hey, you guys work this out.
I hate to shop.
What?
I hate to shop. But when I shop, it's work for me and it's very efficient and I'm very practical. So when I'm looking at a garment for somebody, I'm looking at it in a very different way than you would be looking at it if you went shopping.
Okay.
So when I talk to people about their wardrobe and their clothes, I always want to get in their closet first because that tells the story of who you are and what you like and what you don't like. And then I do my work after that. And
Well, can I interject though? Even before you get in their closet, don't you give them homework?
I give them homework.
So
those
that
curveball shirts would be
they would be gone.
I wouldn't even see them with my homework assignment.
I have my closet. Then when you came to my closet, it would be half full, which actually probably needs to be half full.
So-
because right now I have quantity over quality, and I really would like quality over quantity.
That's what I teach and train. I would rather have you have 10 things in your closet than 20 things in your closet.
The only problem in my business is being on TV. I do have to.
We work that out.
Do we work that out?
Yes, we do work that out.
I do have to change it up.
You do have to change it up. But there's
there's no
ways.
rule.
There's ways you can change it up that you probably haven't even thought about.
I would not doubt that one bit. Of
And
course.
I know I was looking at your Instagram. I follow you on Instagram, and you do like color.
I do. You know what? It reads really well on TV.
Yes.
So and with my complexion and hair color, I can pull off a lot of colors.
And then you just have to be careful about the colors because if you, let's say, like green, you don't want to keep wearing a
Right. Oh,
bunch
yeah.
of different green
Right.
things because
Right.
for people, they'll think, oh, she's wearing that green again. So you have to be conscious
Yeah.
of that too.
Now, I also I follow you on Twitter, and now I follow you on Instagram. I thought I was following you on Instagram. It doesn't matter. There's similarities that come to both, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, you crack me up when you show up and somebody's wearing something similar, and that's happened to you a number of times. And you just crack me
Yeah,
up. You
as our
post
mutual friend Jim Peterson can attest, because one of his all-time favorite photos is when we were on the road in LA a handful of years ago, and I dressed exactly like the security guards at Staples Center. And they're all over. They stand on the court during every timeout. red blouse, black pants. And Marnes was wearing a red blouse and black pants and standing on the court to do my little
You think
TV
that
hit.
was subconscious?
No, I didn't. I don't think I knew that's because I'm in LA. I don't know what the security guards wear.
Oh, but I thought maybe you had done it before in LA. So.
No. I did
was
it
your
once.
first time.
That was one and only. As a matter of fact, we were just in LA a few weeks ago, and Jim Pete said the same thing to me. He's like, "Why didn't you wear that red blouse?" I'm like, "That's why. All these security guards are." And we had a laugh. And it happened in Dallas once. It has happened multiple times with the dance team. Like whether it's a kids team doing a pregame show or like the ladies dance, we wearing like a turquoise blouse and they come out in turquoise outfits. And you can usually see what's on the court behind me when I'm doing an on-camera hit. So it only adds to the drama of it that you can see them behind me. And I just have a knack for it. And it's a gift, question mark? I don't know. The security guards was a real low.
That's
but
a good, that's
if
a
you
good
can't
one.
have fun with it. So I stood on the court during a timeout just like they did. Arms down like by your waist, crossed over, the stern look on your face, and I stood there. Did you see the photo, Katie? Is that where you Yeah. So it's one of Jim Pete's favorite photos. You can see like 12 security guards on the court of Staples Center in LA during a timeout. And
Then
me
you.
dressed looking like I'm working. Security.
Oh, that's a great story.
That's fantastic. If you and you do occasionally work with Leah B.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because you
Furling's
guys
kids
have done
love Leah
it.
B.
You guys have done it before. Been similarly colored
Yes. Mm-hmm.
in the clothes you're wearing.
Yeah.
Not in your skin tone.
Yeah.
right?
No. Definitely not.
Or
But
nothing. I mean, I love
yeah,
it. You and Leah B are about like Lisa and I. She with her 6 foot something, and you
Yes.
with your 5 foot something.
Yes. We used to work with the same agency like that would book us for voiceover events or something like that. And she would have an on-camera part and I'd be like, how'd you get that? And I was interested. And she'd be like, if I ever get a part that you should have had or you ever get a part that I should have had, she's like, something's way wrong because you looking for this tall, thin, 6 foot black woman or are you looking for this short and squatty 5'4" white lady? Like,
Well,
we're the opposite, but she is one of my dearest friends. She's a beautiful human being. Yes.
She absolutely is. And I can see why you guys are friends.
How do you guys know all the people I know? I only met you today.
Leah B is, I feel like we could talk for hours, probably all three of us, on who we know in common.
Really?
So I know Leah B through Dunkers.
Oh, sure.
And
Okay.
she
No,
was
not
a
a lot
guest
of-
on our podcast.
Yes. So Leah
Lovely.
B's been on.
Well,
Yes,
well
yes,
done.
yes, yes.
All right, so back to the clothing piece.
Okay.
So when you have to go on the road, do you think about what you're going to pack? Do you pack more than one
1000%.
Do you pack more than one outfit?
No. For on camera, no. Because otherwise, because I also have a hard time making decisions. Like even the parking lot at Target, sometimes I'm like, oh, why am I going around for a third time? So I just made the transition this month to the studio host. So my travels should, for the most part, be done. But I spent 10 years of traveling. It would take me a full hour easily to pack for, let's say it's a 3-game trip. I think about the team we're playing and I don't wear their team colors. I think about the climate of where we're going. So if I'm going to Miami, I'll pack something lighter. If we're going to Cleveland, I'll pack, for cold. And then I just try to not do 3 blazers. I try to put a blouse in the middle. I put a lot of thought into it and I settle on that shirt, those pants, try to wear the same pants twice. So if we have 3 games, I'll do the pants on the front and black. Like it is a ton of thought because then when I get there, it's no thought. Now I'm just working. Now I'm in it. Now I know what I'm wearing.
And how about your makeup?
Same every day. Not wearing any today. Oh, I did put mascara on. And I'm getting my eyebrows waxed. So if you see, I had so they're a little loose. I'm going later today. Everybody calm down. Makeup is the same every day when I work because I don't, we had a makeup artist come in, I don't know, a few years ago and kind of helped everyone. And what I found works well. That's all I know. I don't change it up with the seasons or what I'm wearing, and I don't do a dramatic smoky eye. I do peach lids because they read well on camera. And I have honesty on the top of it, and then I brush it over with something I can't remember. It's like, and
So you
I
have a
been,
routine.
I do, and I've been complimented on my makeup on more than one occasion. So I feel like it's
got that down.
It's okay, but I do not want to have 3 or 4 different faces that I can go between. I just don't have that. I don't have that. That's not practical to me, and it doesn't matter. And like right now, I'm wearing Dr. Pepper lip smacker, which I wear every day and have 30 of all over my house. And I did put on a little mascara for you guys this morning. That is it. And so I am blessed with olive skin that when I'm not working, I do not wear makeup.
Yeah, your skin
I will
is
put
flawless.
I'll put a little mascara on. I don't want to, it's not how I want to spend my time.
That's good.
Are you surprised, or do you think I'm missing the boat because I don't have different faces?
I don't think you're missing the
looks.
boat at all.
Okay.
I'm just curious if you have that routine down, because I
Yes.
think for women
Yes.
who don't have that routine down and they're going to go on air, that can be very upsetting to them. Mm-hmm. So
No, that thing's been down and tweaked.
and hair.
Oh, no, I don't want to talk about it. Hair is real tough, but
Do you do your own hair?
oh yeah, we do our own hair, own makeup, own shopping. We do not have a hair allowance. We do not have a clothing allowance, and that's another thing that it's expensive, as you know, all of these things, and so you're expected to be on TV and take criticism and look a certain way, and then there's no help financially. Like, I don't know, none of the we're regional networks. It's just a policy from the top, from the corporate level down. It's never been.
But I think that is happening all over the place, because I do help other
Okay.
people. And there's very few people now that have anybody that will give them a budget or an allowance for
Why
hair,
are we going
makeup,
that
and
way?
clothing.
Then people shouldn't be allowed to tell me when my hair's out of place, or like. But that's
So
the beauty
one
of social
suggestion
media.
I
Okay.
make for people, and
Yep.
it sounds like you're spending a lot of money, but on the long end, it's time. Is that if you find a good person, when I say blow out your hair, I don't mean a bouffant like you're going to a gala, but if you find someone that knows your hair really well and they can blow it out for the week. So let's say, I know you don't have a Monday through Friday, but let's say on Thursday you're going to
Sure.
go get your hair blown out. There's ways of keeping your hair for 1 week that you literally don't touch
Even
it.
shoulder length hair, like I have. Okay, that would absolutely shock me. I wash my hair every other day.
But I mean, if you work out and you work out hard every day and you sweat, that you can't do that.
yeah, I'm a power walker now. I'm 47, Lisa, so
Okay.
the knees don't work like
so
they
you
used
can
to.
handle
So
the blowout. So that's something that you might want to consider, because
Okay,
for
I've never had it.
$60, and you don't have to do hardly anything for your hair.
oh yeah, I would totally. It's like getting a gel manicure for your nails. They're done for 2 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever you
Yes,
choose to do.
exactly.
My hair is like baby fine. I put so much product, like a dry texture spray and a back comb in a bottle, and just like to get volume on the side between my ears, so my ears up to my crown. I struggle. It grows out of my head straight down, and it's baby fine. So I have put the 2 products I mentioned, plus I have a waffle iron crimper, that you do at the roots. So underneath here, I have crimped to try to give myself volume, and that's why I have to have short hair. It's shoulder length, and I have to have layers, because anything that gets, as soon as this top layer even gets down to like my earlobe, it's over. It hangs like a dog, and so the hair is a constant struggle for
And
me.
the other little secret thing that I tell all my clients is, do you sleep with a silk pillowcase?
I do not,
Yes. Silk
but I
pillowcase.
do lift my hair up.
No, so
Try to sleep with it up.
So I would recommend that you buy a silk pillowcase.
Really?
It is what it
Because-
is. It is incredible for your hair. Your hair will not have static. It won't have anything like that. Your skin will feel very refreshed. It is true what they say about silk pillowcases.
Do I need the whole sheet set and everything, or
No,
just,
no.
Okay,
Just where you put your
Okay.
head and your face. I don't know how many pillows you have that are yours on your bed. I would buy them for whatever you sleep on, and then make sure you have a travel one for when you're traveling. That will make a huge difference in your hair when you're
Interesting.
traveling.
I will try that.
I recommend the Blissy brand.
Can I get it on Amazon?
No, get it through Blissy, and they're running. It's Cyber Monday today.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
You've got a lot of information that you're going to get her.
I do
Your
have a lot of
telephone
information.
number.
No, but a
website.
silk pillowcase
Okay.
is really something that I would recommend for all women once
I've
you're
never heard that.
like in your 40s and up.
Okay.
It
I
makes
love it.
a huge difference.
That is a practical application that I can try, and I will do that.
It's kind of a pain. You have to hand wash them inside out, let them hang. You can't throw them in with your sheets.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. I have one and I wash mine all the time with my sheets.
Well, then it's not working to its potential, Katie.
Well,
Can I wash it on
Story of my
delicate with
life.
my?
I put the silk pillowcase, I turn it inside out, I put it in a lingerie bag.
Okay, I can do that. I have those.
use unscented soap.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I hang it, but it dries in 2 hours.
So you don't put it in the dryer at all?
No.
Okay. Well, I will get a colored garment bag so that I'll know that's not my bras or my tank tops. That's my pillowcase. And that's the one that doesn't go in the dryer because I put everything.
your bras you put in the dryer.
Yeah.
No.
Stop that.
Stop.
I put them in a bra wash.
No,
and I dry them on medium.
No.
And I take
Hang
them out when they're
them.
damp.
Hang.
Oh, yeah. Hang them or
Hang
lay
'em.
them flat.
I was totally kidding. Well, they're fine.
They just won't last as long.
Okay.
They're not made to, you should not be putting any bras in the dryer. We'll have a whole undergarment conversation.
But
Let's
isn't
have-
that
you know
why
what?
they make the bra washer and dryer
that's
thing
to wash
so that
them so they
to wash
don't
them.
get
Yeah, but that was to dry
hung
them
up
too, so
with
then
all
they
your
don't-
other clothes.
Yeah, so they're not twisting and spinning. They're staying in
but-
their enclosed compartment. They're just taking on some medium heat.
You know, I
no,
think
I'm doing
we're
that
gonna-
wrong.
Yep.
Yes.
I would say it's 2 against 1 here on that one.
Fine, I'll consider
what
it.
you're learning
I'll
today.
consider it.
Listen, we're going to take a quick break. Before we do, I want to talk about Rustica Bakery because they've been our sponsor for coming up on a year, and we love them. And we're coming into the holiday season. And I am telling you, the best thing you can do for yourself is to pre-order your baked goods at rusticabakery.com and get yourself ready for the holidays. Your guests will love it. Your family will love it. Do you not love a good Rustica Bakery treat every once in a while?
and their bread
Oh my gosh, their bread.
and their scones. I could go on and on, Katie.
Exactly. Listen, having just passed Thanksgiving, our favorite thing is day after sandwiches, leftover sandwiches with Rustica Bakery bread. So you can do the same thing anytime. If you really want to up your sandwich game, Rustica Bakery. We'll be right back.
On the View in Your Mirror podcast, we love sharing our personal favorites. Rustica Bakery is high on that list, and we know you're going to agree. Rustica has 2 locations. They're original at 3224 West Lake Street in Minneapolis, across from Calhoun Commons and Whole Food Market, and Southdale Center next to Lifetime, where you'll enter without even going into the mall. Both have ample parking, either online or in-store. Bread, breakfast, dessert, treats, a menu sure to allow you to find a personal favorite in no time. Online ordering is a breeze and curbside pickup is an option. Available in-store only are savory menu items. Think grab and go for lunch or enjoy them there. Brunch items are offered Friday through Sunday. My personal favorite is the Take and Bake cookies, available online or in-store. Truly a capstone for any get-together, and in just 15 minutes from package to plate, a memory to make. We highly suggest you always have these in your freezer. rusticabakery.com. Find the food and drink you adore or try something new. Rustica Bakery puts the love shown by their customers back into every item baked. At Rustica, you're among favorites.
And we are back. How fun. Okay, I've thought of 2 words that really stand out to me when talking to you.
Okay.
Practical,
100%.
refreshing. You just make me smile and laugh. We've done a lot of podcasts, but truly the just out and out belly laugh since we did the bra episode. Which, why is it always talking about bras, Lisa? I don't know. Definitely a lot different than talking sports with you here.
Yeah.
Today, right?
It's nice on my end as well.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a good change.
If you weren't doing what you are doing, what would you be doing?
What would I be doing and what would I want to be doing might be 2 different conversations. But this is not my dream job. It never was my dream job. I always wanted to work on Saturday Night Live, and I wanted to be a writer. And when I say that, it's because I don't really want people to know that really what I wanted to do was be one of the players. Like I wanted to be an improv sort of sketch comic.
Your comedic timing is excellent. You
Thank
can
you.
see that, and I can totally understand that.
That was like in high school, I had a little notebook and I would write down little quirky things about this, a certain teacher or this guy said, and I'd be like, oh, this is totally a character. I'm going to make this character. Did I ever make any characters? No. Did I ever go to any sort of comic training? Sort of, because I got a job before I even graduated college. And that was the biggest problem, was that I have a salary, I have benefits. Now, granted, my salary was $13,500. That's in Bismarck, North Dakota, as the weekend sports anchor at KXMB TV 12, your eye on Dakota. But it gave me security. You know how many you come out of college and you have a full-time job in the area where you just got your degree? Mm-hmm. Nobody turns that down. Nobody goes away from it. So I never did. And then I got another job in Grand Forks, and then I got a job in Madison, Wisconsin. And when I was in Madison, which was for 3 years, I took a class in Chicago on Wednesdays at Second City.
Oh, wow. You went right to the top.
It was called Introduction to Beginners Improv. You cannot get any more basic. And it was only a 6-week class, and it was on Wednesdays, and I had Wednesdays and Thursdays off. But after 6 weeks, I was just like that. I mean, Chicago is not an easy in and out, even though it's close to Madison. So that is my only dip in the pool of anything. And I kept getting jobs, and I've been here for 19 years, and I really, really like this job. It is not my dream job. It is not, or like working on a sitcom like Will and Grace. I mean, Friends, of course, everybody loved it, but there was something about Will and Grace and the live audience. And I was like, oh God, if I could ever have be the sidekick. So you don't have the pressure, and you don't have to carry the show, and not everybody's waiting for you, and just the sidekick on a sitcom. But like long term, you're in all the shows for 20 years. That was my dream job. That or SNL. This is kind of a version of that.
Yeah.
Sports is entertainment, so I'm working in entertainment.
Yes.
I was a huge jock growing up. I played 4 sports in high school, 2 sports in college, so it all fits. It makes perfect sense.
Have you ever considered writing a series or something to submit to somebody?
Yeah, of course. But have I ever actually taken the steps to do that? No. I'm too busy, or I tell myself I'm too busy. And it just hasn't come to me. There are so many outlets now. I could put it on Instagram. I could star in my own series.
You could do a Facebook Live show.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But have I? No. So maybe I didn't want it badly enough, and maybe it's just better to sit as a pipe dream than actual action.
Well, speaking as a 62-year-old woman, I can tell you have a lot of life left to be able to do something like that.
Good point.
Right? So go easy on yourself, because maybe it's just not the right time. Because anything else you add to the pot right now is only going to take away from the things that you're doing. So do you really want that trade-off?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Lots of time, Marnie. Lots of time.
I'm going to let that simmer for a while.
I agree with you on that. And also just keep speaking it out into the universe. You never know what will happen.
Yeah, I mean, Lorne Michaels has been known for hiring 48-year-olds just to come on, like, even a cameo, even just to, like, walking through. Like, when they go to commercial break on Saturday Night Live, which I realize is not as popular anymore, I still record it, and then I'll watch, like, 3 of them at a time, and just maybe the first couple, and it's a quick buzz. But sometimes when they have a hit or when somebody cracks up, it's just still the best. When they change scenes and you just see the first couple people running in to touch a makeup or move the set piece or whatever, that fascinates me. I will pause that. I will slow play through that and be like, what are they moving? What is any kind of that behind the scenes fascinates me. And there's something about SNL because it was live, because it was my child, like my mom and I would watch it, especially in high school, and in the Will Ferrell, Chris Farley, Molly Shannon, who is my all-time favorite cast member, Sherry O'Terry, like that was my favorite time period. And I would record every one of those and watch them back on VHS. And then the next day at work, I would reenact the skit and, just an idiot. But I loved it. And part of me still does. And I don't know why. It's, when something just hits you.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody's, whether it's like, that person is so funny, nobody else, but it just hits me in the right spot. That's SNL for me, especially like 90s SNL.
Yeah.
boom, hits
And
me.
I like 90s. I used to watch it every Saturday night.
Okay. So Mary Catherine Gallagher, all-time favorite.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I made my daughter watch the Christmas one yesterday where Whitney Houston is singing like the drummer boy and she's the beautiful girl with the beautiful voice. And then Mary Catherine like plows in front of her and she's all her stringy hair. And we were laughing. It was great.
My favorite one is, I don't think I can say it on the podcast, but I'm
Oh,
gonna,
sweaty balls. Yeah.
Sweaty
I know.
balls.
I'll say it.
I think you can.
I knew
definitely
right where you
say
were
it on
going.
the-
Oh my
Yes.
God. We just watched it Friday night as a family.
Which
They had
Molly
the-
Shannon is in. With
Yes,
Anna
she is.
Gasteyer.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I just laughed just as hard every
That
single
was
time, even though I
genius.
know what they were going to say.
Yeah. It hits you in the right spot.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does. Well,
Oh, those are
improv. I took an improv class once.
You did?
Years ago. Yes, Stevie Ray's improv.
Okay,
here
yes,
in the
I've heard of that.
cities. I had a blast. I thought it was one of the most
It's actually
fun
very
things
practical for
everything,
Yes.
for every part of
Can
life.
you
for being
imagine me
front
in
of
an
people.
improv class?
I think it would be great. I think you would actually do really well in it. I think you would enjoy it more than you think you would. It's one of those
Yes.
things, Lisa. It's just like if you don't know how to do something, you'd be surprised by it.
I know, but I wouldn't be a good actor because
No.
I'm too honest.
But that works. That works. I feel
They
like
would
Marnie
fi-
is
they would-
extremely honest. Maybe in a little bit more.
She's way funnier than me.
Well, yeah.
It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay. I'm not
Honesty
upset about
again.
that. Yeah, honesty.
I was on a plane once, many years ago, coming from California back to Minnesota. I had brought Danielle out to college, my middle daughter, and I sat next to a guy actually across the aisle, and I was working on a little mini computer pad. They were pretty new. This was like 2007 maybe. And he started chatting with me about it. And do I like it? He's a writer and what, and so we started a conversation. It was a guy by the name of Alan Zwabel, who was one of the original writers for Saturday Night Live. And he did Curb Your Enthusiasm, and he's very fun to follow on social media. And I followed him, of course, I don't meet a person that I don't.
Labrador.
Labrador. Well, that's our
We'll
next
get-
question.
yeah.
So I am going to reach out to Alan and say, hey, Alan, got any connections to Saturday Night Live? Because Marnie really wants to get in there and get on there. You never know. This is how these things happen, Marnie.
Yeah, that's right. Well, somehow, some way, even to see a taping. I once stood in line one time when we were in New York City and got standby tickets. And I think I was audience member like 42, and they took 3.
So close.
But
so
someday
close.
I'll make a real effort because it's a bucket list thing to even be in the audience. So then I can watch all those scene changes and I have to pause my TV and be like, oh, what are they doing? Okay, it's going to be an outdoor scene next. Interesting.
That's
So it'll,
fantastic.
I don't know how, when. I got, as you said, Katie, plenty of time.
Plenty of time. I still think I have plenty of time. Once I figure out what I want to do when I grow up, then
Yeah,
I will have
exactly.
it. Actually, I think I would like to do what you are doing.
Really?
I
Sports
could be the-
broadcasting?
Oh God, I love sports so much, and yeah, the color, not so much the color commentary. Yeah,
Okay. Well, then you need Jim Pete's job.
I know.
So
I
stop
know.
looking at me like that. It ain't happening.
I think you and Jim would be a great team.
We've called a few games
Yes, you
together.
have.
We do work really well together. Actually, I think he works really well with anyone. He's
He is.
an incredible person and
Yeah.
so good at his job. His basketball insight is amazing.
He's just a really incredible human being.
Agreed.
Yeah.
What is this? A Jim Pete podcast?
No, we're not gonna. He probably won't even listen to it anyway. So,
Well,
but
we'll
Tika
find
probably
out.
will.
But
Maybe she
Tika
won't
will.
tell him. She won't tell him. She won't tell him that we talk nice about him.
We'll find out and see if I get a text message.
And you know what? She's not so bad either.
Tika, oh, she's the best.
She is the best. She is the best. Okay, so Lisa alluded to the Labrador.
Yes. So if you were a dog breed, what do you think you would be?
I don't know dogs that well. I don't have a dog.
can
My
be a
daughter is
cat breed.
obsessed. Well, I'm not really an animal person.
Oh.
I don't kick them or anything. I don't have the thing where I'm like, oh, I want to get down and wrestle with you. Like if I'm like with a dog, then I'm like, oh, I gotta wash my hands. Not because I'm a neat freak. There's just, I don't know. I'm getting
about
sidetracked.
any
No,
animal?
I'm getting
Like-
sidetracked because I can answer the question. I just have to think about what is my, probably something energetic and likes people. What is that?
Yes,
Oh, this
I was
guy's
just gonna
all
say
sleeping.
Tilly is there she is. She's a Bichon Shih Tzu, and she thinks she's
Okay.
a person. She's
Okay.
not really all that interested in other dogs. So,
Okay, maybe that's me.
and
I'm
she's
not interested
she
really
loves
interested in other
people.
dogs.
She loves people. She will be your best friend.
Okay.
She wants to get to know you.
Ah,
so
there we
you
go.
are.
I'm Tilly.
I think that works.
That works. I like that
works for
answer.
you. Okay, let's go back to advice you'd give to your younger self starting out, particularly in a male-dominated area. People coming into it now, it's a little bit different than it was.
Oh, totally different. Totally different. I started in 1996. I graduated college and got that first job. And it was almost unheard of. I mean, you had your Michelle Tafoyas and your national people, but to have a local, it was totally, it was very, very different. But what would I tell me? I mean, I wouldn't really change anything because I'm so happy right now because I love being married. It's super comfortable and comforting and it's very easy and it's so good. And I love my kids and I don't wish I had more or less or different. I'm just like, whatever I did to get me to here, I don't want to change a thing except the part where I did 10 years on SNL and I killed it and it was the best thing ever. And then I still got my husband and kids. Only if I could do it. So what would I tell myself? Like maybe you're going to get there. You're going to get there. You're going to be fine. Because I was so poor for a long time. I was so, what am I doing? Where am I going? I miss my mom. I don't know, maybe just like it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But I don't want to change things if that means I didn't end up with my husband and I didn't get my 2 kids and, didn't live where I live and have the friends I have. And
So advice to women, particularly young women coming up now, because I think Gen X kids, millennials maybe have been given a bum rap, a lot of them, for not wanting to work hard or wanting to the joke about, wanting to come in and be president in 2 years. What are you seeing now? What advice would you give to someone wanting to break into what you're doing?
I actually get asked that a decent amount from those people because it is a very common thing to say, I have to write a paper on this. I have to ask 8 questions to someone who has a job I want, assignment type things. Or people just looking, they can reach you now. I remember I called Michelle Tafoya. I had her desk number because it was the same affiliate as ours. I bet I called her desk 95 times and never once did she answer. So I don't know if it was her desk number, but I tried. And then I eventually wrote her a letter and she wrote me a letter back and I still have the letter. And so now people can reach you because they can DM you on Instagram, DM you on Twitter, reach out on LinkedIn or whatever. So I shut all of that crap off. Do not try to. No, I'm kidding. So why does my answers have to be so long? You just asked me for advice to a person and I'm telling you about a letter I got from Michelle Tafoya.
No, it's okay.
My point is I get asked that a lot because people can get to me and ask me this question. And when I take the time to respond, in this business particular, so much of it is being in the right place at the right time and who you know. You need to have a foundation. You need to be a hard worker. You need to be good at your job. You need to have some sort of education, whether it's your college degree or whatever Brown University or those kind of trade school. Start there. So be competent and be a good person and a good worker, no matter what your line of work is. If you choose sports broadcasting, so much of this is being open to something that just comes your way that you didn't plan. Because you cannot have a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan in this business. You can't. You can have a 5-year or 10-year dream, but you can't control when that opening at that station in that city. There's so few. If you want to work in the NBA, there are 30 teams. That's it. If they all have one sideline reporter or one analyst, like how are you going to say, I'm going to be the Golden State Warriors analyst in 10 years? Well, not if the guy's still there. Or girl. So understand that. Meet all the people. Be kind to all the people. Not because they can help you out someday. That's a side benefit of just being a good person and doing the right thing. Network and just be open to it. Be in the right place at the right time. Meet the right people and just let it pull you there.
Curiosity and willingness to work.
That's a more succinct way of putting it. Yes.
But I like your answer
Yes,
better.
I should have started there.
No, I like your answer better. Marnie, we got a few minutes left.
Okay. Make them count.
Well, right there, the pressure is on. I just don't even know what to do with that.
What you got?
Hey, let's talk nonprofit.
Yeah, I have not hitched my wagon to one really overriding cause. I have hosted several sort of events here and there. And I think the ones that I work with most frequently would be the Timberwolves and their Fast Break Foundation, and the Twins with their community fund. And both are similar in that it's with the teams that I already work with, but their outreach of in our communities, which, we all live here, we all live where we live. And so since I not only live here, but I work with that team, so I feel like that's closest to me. Timberwolves, Twins, either one. So the Timberwolves is their Fast Break Foundation. The Twins is a community fund. And I host a broadcast auction every year for each respective team. And we literally do an auction during a game, and we update the items, and here's what's bidding, and at the very end of the night, we announce the totals that were raised, and this is how much you get to be a member of the Twins grounds crew for a game, and somebody bid on that, and here's how much it went for it. All that money goes to the Twins Community Fund or the Timberwolves Fast Break Foundation. And those are just wonderful organizations that I get to be a part of and help them raise some money.
And you get to see what they're doing, which is really
and
great.
I see what they're
You get
doing.
A
Yes.
little bit of a
Like Target shopping
behind the
spree
scenes.
sometimes for the underprivileged kids. The Wolves do that. Like those just kinds of things. And I've been to those. Yeah, I've been not just to see, oh, you're going to do that. I've actually been on the shopping spree.
That's awesome.
See it in action.
So if you want more information, go to
twinsbaseball.com for the Twins Community Fund, timberwolves.com for the Wolves Fast Break Foundation.
and both of them have a link on there.
Yes.
Let's end with this.
Okay.
How did you end up in Minnesota? You're a North Dakota girl.
Yeah, well, we don't have any professional sports teams in North Dakota for starters, but thank you for bringing that up because that is like I am furiously proud of being from North Dakota. Just ask anyone who has ever said the Dakotas and lumped us in with another state, which I have nothing against South Dakota whatsoever. It's a different state.
Yes, nobody from Minnesota does that, do they?
Okay. So, and I worked my first two jobs in Bismarck and Grand Forks, which are obviously both in North Dakota, and then kind of ventured out to Madison, Wisconsin, and have been here for 19 years because I wanted to, if you keep kind of climbing or keep growing, the next thing, I worked high school sports, then some college sports, and now I work in professional sports. And if I could choose a city to live in, I would choose Fargo. My parents live in Fargo. My one brother lives in West Fargo. My other brother lives about 2 hours north of there in Grafton, North Dakota. So my whole family still lives in North Dakota. We still go home. They're not in Minot anymore where I grew up. But that's how did I even answer? How did I end up here?
did.
I don't know. Kind of just
You sure did.
drove
well,
here.
you followed the job, right? Madison.
I followed the job. Yep.
And
Yeah.
Madison to
An
Minneapolis.
opening came up. Yes. And I always wanted to be in Minneapolis because I knew I could work in a big city and I could still drive home. And my husband's from St. Cloud. So boom.
You
Perfect.
pass on the way.
Wave
at his
little wave.
family
Yeah.
on the way back.
Bye. We're going to see the Gellners.
Or 94, I suppose. Actually, I love Fargo. I think Fargo is a beautiful city.
Yes. Agreed. Love it.
Marnie, thank you. Lisa, any parting advice for Marnie other than give me a call?
You have put a smile on my face today. It has been
that's
fabulous
sweet.
to have you because I have to admit another little admission today is I was a little crabby when I came here this morning.
You, Lisa.
Yes, and boy, have you changed that. So thank you.
Well, that is wonderful to hear. Thank you. And you gals have been a total delight, and I feel like we might be best friends. So
I'm pretty sure. Well, we know
let's
people
keep
who
this
know
rolling.
people who know people.
I know.
So I feel like
Yeah.
the fact that we haven't yet met and now we have is
It was meant to happen.
thanks, Marnie.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I was on the field for the Gopher win over Wisconsin, which you're just, glazing over on all of this. And that feeling will carry me through a long time. This tops that. The feeling of this podcast with her.
She was fantastic. She was so great. She is going to put me in a good mood for the rest of the day.
I think it'll go longer than a day. Don't you think?
Well, when I listen back to the podcast,
Oh, yeah.
I'll get back in that mood again.
That's true.
So I have to tell you, because I had never met her before, and she actually reminds me of Molly Shannon, like her humor and how she uses her hands and everything. So when she said that while we were doing the podcast, I thought, oh my God, can you imagine the two of them doing a skit together?
Be hysterical.
Hysterical.
She's just a hysterical person. There's so many wonderful superlatives I could use to describe her. That was just truly enjoyable. Now, we have a lot of great podcasts we do, and people have been so kind to say yes when we ask them to be on our podcast, or we've come to some other people through suggestions from friends, and we appreciate that. So if there's somebody out there that you think we really need to talk to, let us know. Send us a message. on social media or get a hold of one of us. Lisa, your email address is?
Lisa@wardrobeconsulting.net.
And I'm Katie at katieharms.com. You can learn more about us at theviewinyourmirror.com. And just know that your subconscious is telling you to be the best self you can be for the view in your mirror. Until next time.